I think some of the really key features of this home when you walk in is volume, and the expansive volume looks out into the outdoors. It's defined by a very tropical modern approach like Geoffrey Bawa, and it has a very innate sense of warmth when you walk through this home. Hi, I'm Vinithra. I'm the principal designer and founder of We Spaces. We are a 6-year-old interior design practice based in Bangalore. It's called the Modern Plantation Villa. It's a G+1 villa with a small garden on both sides, and welcome to this home. The villa is located in a bustling South Bangalore neighborhood, and it's densely populated. What's really interesting about the way the villa has been built is it's a new property, and a lot of care has been taken to bring in the sense of green within the spaces. The home has a highly functional layout that works for a young family. In this case, our clients were from Kerala, and they identified a lot with the idea of indoors and outdoors connecting. Both of them love nature. I, as an interior designer, love the idea of tropical modernism, of the idea of using natural materials. This home really is an inspiration of all of these elements put together. I think the thing that resonates a lot with me is the way we've used a lot of natural materials in the house. It keeps the home earthy, it keeps it very grounded in a way, and at the same time, we've brought in some amount of visual drama. This is like an L-shaped plot. The entryway is right here, and this is the east part of the home, and this is the west part of the home. There was a little alcove as soon as you walk in. That alcove brings you into all the living spaces. The living spaces are basically defined by the living room and the kitchen. There is an open layout, there's an openness, because we wanted to make this whole space unified and feel like one. This is where all the greens were. It gets ample sunlight in the afternoons, as well as, really nice golden hours here. This area is roofed partially. That roofing allowed us to create a layout and a seating space outdoors that almost feels like an extension of the living room. We've got chandeliers here, we've got a nice bench here, and a nice easy chair. One of the first things we decided to do was to have a nice big mirror, which would immediately allow you to reflect all the greens over here as well as the light. So you can see how it comes in all the way here and reflects the green and the light from the outside. We wanted to make sure that we have something that doesn't really have a back or a high back, so doesn't block your view when you're looking into the mirror. So we have a low bench here in a striking monochrome black and white stripe, and that's set against the antique mirror. Usually when you look at it around sunset time, you'll actually feel the length of this entire space. And of course, the classic feature in this home is the timber logs that you see on the wall. We did want to keep it something dramatic, but at the same time, earthy and raw. It almost defines the character of the home. There are 4 of them placed in a symmetric fashion, and it sort of draws your eye all the way up and then continues into the rafters that you see onto the ceiling. Right next to the kitchen is where you have the dining. So the dining and the living are right opposite each other. The kitchen is a very simple kitchen. So the kitchen is on both sides, and in the center you have this big opening that looks straight out into the garden. This wall, which is, the wall that actually frames the dining area, which is behind me, doesn't get natural light directly. There's no direct sunlight on this wall, which is why here you see a huge, nice tropical mural. We have these lovely pendant lights in cane against the tropical wallpaper, and they add a really nice touch and bring in that outdoorsy vibe and natural materials. The primary material in this home is actually wood. We've used wood in multiple ways, in many different colors and shades across the entire house. The trims, the furniture, the coffee table, a lot of the details, we've used a warm teak tone. Along with this, we have warm fabrics in linens, lots of whites, and also earthy tones like mustards and terracotta. Here we have, the guest bedroom, which opens into the east. So the guest bedroom gets a lot of sunlight in the mornings. It has wallpaper. The wallpaper has a nice block print to it, and it brings in a bit of that earthy, traditional Indian touch that we wanted to create in this space. This small nook that you have right next to the stairway is where we created the powder bathroom. That deep chocolate brown sort of brings a little bit of moodiness to the space. We have a very nice old school vanities, and then that's layered with a beautiful marble. And it's such a departure from all the striking white spaces that you see around you. And that contrast, I think, is very interesting to see. This is the stairway which is right in the center of the house and takes you to the second floor. Facing towards the east is where we have the master bedroom. And there's a little nook here which is also where we experimented with the very large floor-to-ceiling mirror and a big chair to create somewhat of a reading nook in this room. So what you would see here is a lot of blacks and whites, but they've been juxtaposed with the warmth of wood, like you see in the table lamps here, or the jute that comes in from the carpets. So the artwork here is very subtle. It's vintage botanicals framed and hung above the bed. All the wardrobes in this home are walk-in wardrobes. That's something that helps us keep the whole storage aspect away from the room. So the entire room then feels spacious and open. On the left-hand side is another bedroom, and this bedroom is basically a kid's room. It has a bed against this wall, is west-facing with a nice window that opens out into the west. So we wanted to make sure that all the materials that we use in the home are easy to maintain, naturally age like any natural material would. It's actually endearing and nice to see that after 2 to 3 years now, all of these materials have aged beautifully. It's amazing when we have a canvas to work on where, there is the fine balance between doing something that your clients love, but at the same time having the creative freedom to sort of push the envelope just a little bit. The home is meant to be livable, but at the same time, it does come across as a well-designed and well-thought-through home.